When UDP caretaker for Cayo South, Ishmael Miley Garcia, backed out of the race for UDP standard bearer for the Cayo South division, political observers were wondering who would fill the void. And in came Ernest Patnett from the village of Tea Kettle, a close associate of Belmopan area Representative John Saldiva, followed by Michael Holtz from the Roaring Creek village, both known in their respective villages. But there was a third, Ralph Huang, hailing from Georgeville, also in the Cayo South constituency, a virtual unknown. However, it seems that at least 1,300 residents out of the 2,200 UDP Cayo South voters knew him well enough to place their X beside his name. The slogans on his t-shirts read, "This Ralph is for real," suggesting another Ralph out there that is not real. But after the convention votes were tabulated, the victory went to Huang by a handsome margin. By Monday, the primary question became, who is Ralph Huang? The question has led to many postings on social media, namely Facebook, clearly the result of many Google searches to try to find some tangible link with the national psyche. Ralph Huang is said to be a Belizean businessman renting Happy Restaurant in Cayo and with business interests in the Free Zone and foreign. Also, it is not his first stint in UDP politics, as he ran against Elvin Penner and lost in the Cayo Southeast conventions some years ago. But what has social media abuzz is the relationship that an international investor who calls himself Lord Neil B. Gibson claims he has with Ralph Huang. It is clear that Gibson's website and purported business interests in Belize endorses Huang's candidacy. A pre-election release from the company states, and we quote, "Our business organizations would honorably like to declare our political and financial support for Mr. Ralph Huang's candidacy for the position of standard bearer in Cayo South," end quote. Lord Gibson claims to have worked closely with Huang over the past 5 years and have contributed financially to Huang's political campaign. The following video from Lord Gibson's website shows the following.
Ralph Huang separates himself from anyone else in the political arena. Not yet in office, Ralph is doing exactly what he said he was going to do and fulfilling a responsibility to his community. It is evident maintaining the roadways in Belize is a tough job, to say the least. Partnering with 3-time elected UDP chairman Mike Huang of Unitedville, Ralph Huang is already fulfilling his job of working for the people he represents. With the help of LNBG LLC, Lord Neil B. Gibson, and his consortium of companies, Ralph has already begun building roads in Unitedville and building bridges with the communities he represents in Cayo South. This accomplishment is currently being achieved right now and taken on and put into motion. Ralph is a man that when he says he will do something, he follows through. This is not the first time Ralph has contributed to his community. Mr. Huang is solely responsible for putting in electric and water systems in the community of Buena Vista, Yelbeck. Several years ago, he did this. This was funded out of his own pocket. Ralph and Lord Neil B. Gibson's companies are people who fulfill exactly what they say they're going to do.
It appears that the company sees Huang's win as beneficial to its interests in Belize, stating, and we quote, "Our organizations have had ample opportunities in the last 5 years to analyze our future economic benefits and objectives of the various economic executions into the country of Belize. We have found Ralph's honest insight and practical approach for future country growth with our country's desire to invest into Belize," end quote. It further states that Huang's qualities, and we quote, "ensure our organization's future commitment to execute our organizations to invest into the country of Belize," end quote. In January of 2012, Lord Gibson announced that Belizean businessman Ralph Huang had teamed up with First Interstate Group and Lord Neil B. Gibson. The announcement also said they have arranged for a 40-acre parcel of land valued at approximately $700,000 along the Western Highway to be donated to a tropical storm resilient housing project, all done with the approval of the Belizean government. In January of last year, Gibson made another announcement that his Belize Energy Company plans to introduce ultra-clean energy independence to the country of Belize with a proposed 20 megawatt base load electricity utilizing hydrogen fuel cells. It identified Belize Energy as one of several new partnerships between Handels Securities and the Daedra Holdings Group that will offer outstanding career opportunities for the country of Belize. But 1 month later, in February of the same year, the Central Bank of Belize issued a warning on Gibson's company. The Central Bank warning is very clear. Handels Securities, yet a letter has surfaced, purportedly written and signed by Minister Erwin Contreras, sent to Lord Gibson, dated March 24th, countering the warnings. It states, and we quote, "We did a separate investigation into allegations made against Handels Securities Limited and found them all to be false claims. I personally sat with the chairman of the Central Bank of Belize and Mr. Gibson, and we were told by the chairman that the Central Bank was investigating Handels Bank and Trust Company Limited, an international bank licensed in Belize, for alleged wrongdoing, not Handels Securities. We would be happy to speak with anyone regarding this matter." End quote. Interestingly, the warning still remains on Central Bank's website. But on a Lord Gibson website, he offers, and we quote, that the partnership has been working closely with the Honorable Erwin Rafael Contreras, Trade Investment, Private Sector Development, and Consumer Protection. End quote. By December of last year, 3 months ago, Lord Gibson rolled out another huge plan for Belize, state-of-the-art medical centers for villages. The government, and I declare in full support of LNBG LLC, in their vision and efforts to help build new state-of-the-art medical centers in different areas of Belize for the best service for our people's health and welfare. This purportedly from another Minister Contreras' letter on Gibson's website. So in 2012, a tropical housing project for Belizeans. In 2013, a hydrogen fuel cell 20 megawatt electrical facility. And in December, state-of-the-art medical centers across Belize. In July of last year, 2013, Channel 5 ran a short story on Lord Neil Gibson, stating, and we quote, "The only problem is that Lord Gibson is a fraud, and he is using the fantasy ideas to develop a website with videos and articles to fool potential investors into swindling their money." End quote. Interestingly, a video introducing the hydrogen fuel cell electrical generation plant also refers to Ralph Huang as Deputy Minister of Trade under Minister Erwin Contreras, substantive minister. And now, according to a video circulated on Facebook, with Ralph Huang's victory, Ralph, with the help of Lord Neil Gibson and LNBG LLC, was already building roads and doing his part well before the convention. Now he can do even more. In an interview with Love TV, Ralph Huang told the
for them. Ralph, with the help of Lord Kent, he was branded as the golden child of the people. Ralph is now in a position to assist the people of his constituency and the people of Belize. With the federal election estimated to be less than 4 years away, this gives Ralph time to show his new constituents what he can do for them. Ralph, with the help of Lord Neil Gibson and LNBG LLC, has already been building roads and doing his part well before the convention. Now he can do even more. Ralph's only comment was, "We won." Ralph has been campaigning for the past few months, sometimes 18 hours a day with little rest. His slogan was always, "This Ralph is for real." He just proved his point and now can help the people. Unofficial tallies have the voting at 1,300 plus votes for Ralph, with the next candidate getting 700 and the final candidate coming in with 80 votes. The people have spoken. Ralph now awaits his appointment as minister to the Belize government. We will keep you.
In an interview with Love TV, Ralph Huang told the reporter, and we quote, "Yes, I do know the man and he is a very wonderful person and he is my friend and we do have business together abroad the country," end quote. Huang admitted that Lord Gibson contributed to his campaign, expecting nothing in return. When asked, "Do you know if he is assisting any other ministers or any other standard bearers or any potential standard bearers?" Ralph Huang responded, and we quote, no comments on that topic there," end quote.